All right, everyone. Welcome to another thrilling episode of Miss M's computer graphics class. This time we are going to learn how to complete the Halloween postcard project. So what I've done is I have provided 5 different black and white pictures for you guys to choose from. The minimum requirement is just going to be 1 postcard, and you can choose between a picture of a cat, a bat, a moon, a ghost, or a spider. So I'm going to go ahead and choose one of the images that was provided for the project. I'm going to go to File and Open. And I'm going to choose the image of the ghost. I'm picking this one in particular because I think it's a little more difficult compared to the other one. So I want to show you guys how a more difficult one would be done. For this project, we are going to use the text tool for the first time, and the text tool is essentially just used for typing. So we're going to put text all over this image, and then afterwards we're going to make what's called a clipping mask to make it appear as if this image is going on top of the text and cutting everything else out. So if you want to choose your own image, I am actually going to make a separate optional video to watch to show you guys how to resize your own custom image to postcard size and then make it good quality for printing. So if you do want to do your own custom image, I recommend watching that on your own and then coming back to this one to figure out how to add the text to it to complete the project. But again, if you're using one of the standard images that I provided, then you don't have to watch that video. It's totally optional. You can just continue with this one. So the first thing that we need to do, because this image is already black and white, I'm going to find a poem. Before I use the text tool or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and search for a creepy poem that fits my Halloween theme. So I'm going to open a new tab and I will search, let's say, long, scary poems. I think I'll just go to this first link, Creepy Poems for a Fright, and then it gives you quite a few different examples of poems that you can use. I will choose The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. So you want to choose a nice long poem. That is one thing to note because you want to just make sure that all of your text is going to fit on the image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag from the top to the bottom and select this entire poem. So I'll just click and drag like so and get the whole thing. And I'm going to right click and go to copy. You can also just hit Control C on your keyboard to copy this, or Command C if you're on a Mac. And this is going to be a little bit weird, but what we're going to do is go to Google Docs. That's the first thing we want to do because I want to remove any formatting from this text. So I have it bookmarked here. I'm just going to go to Google Docs. You guys can just Google Docs and find it. And I'm going to make a new document, just a blank one. And I will paste all of that text. So we'll go to Edit, Paste, or you can hit Control V or Command V for a Mac. So I'm going to select all of my text really quickly by just going to Edit and then Select All. You can also hit Control A, or if you're on a Mac, Command A. And I'm going to go to Format and Clear Formatting. So if there was any formatting applied to it, then it is now gone. So this is admittedly the part that I hate the most because it takes a little while, but what I'm going to do now is turn all of this text into one continuous paragraph. The fastest way to do this is to first get rid of all of the spaces like this. So this is what I would do first, just get rid of all the spaces. And I'll just do these 2 paragraphs first as an example. And then you want to get rid of each line. So now I would just backspace, spacebar. In my case, I have these M dashes, these long lines, so those wouldn't need a space. So I would just backspace. And then again here, backspace, spacebar. And then here, backspace, spacebar. Here, backspace. And then here, backspace, backspace, spacebar. So this part's a little bit tedious and admittedly pretty annoying. It's definitely my least favorite part, but you can get through it. This is why we're doing it in Google Docs, because if Photopea for some reason crashes while you're doing it and you got a lot done, there is no way of getting it back. So do it in Google Docs and then transfer it over to Photopea so it saves all of your work as you're doing it, and you're not going to have to go back and do this over again, because it is the most annoying part of this project, hands down. So I'm going to finish the rest of my text, and I'm just going to speed this part up because you guys don't need to watch me edit a bunch of text. So I've reached this point. I got rid of all of the spacing between my lines. So now I'm just going to backspace, spacebar pretty much everything. So I'll start with here, backspace, spacebar, backspace, spacebar, backspace, spacebar. Again, I will fast forward the video so you guys don't have to watch me doing this mind-numbing work. There we go. I am finally done. That took a hot minute. It was really annoying, admittedly, but I got it done. And now I can transfer this over to Photopea. So Google Docs does automatically save. I am just going to name this Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Just so I know if I ever have to come back to it, this is where my poem is. So now I can again go to Edit and select all, and then Edit Copy or Control C, and then go back to Photopea and paste it in. Now once we're ready to put that text into Photopea, the first tool that we need to learn how to use is the text tool. We have not approached this yet, but it's a really straightforward and easy tool to use. And if you couldn't already guess, it is the T tool in the toolbar towards the bottom. The shortcut to access it is T on your keyboard, so if you just press T, it will automatically select your text tool. What we want to do in this case to use the text tool is click and drag a square or rectangular shape around your figure. So I'm going to start from up at the top left and click and drag a shape like this. Now, because our images are on a black background and I want the text to stand out, I'm going to make my text white. To do that, I'm going to click up here in this little black box. It is set to black by default. And I'm just going to click and drag my color picker to the top left to get this plain white color and press OK. So I ran into a little bit of an issue when I tried to paste my text. For some reason, it just doesn't do it when I go to edit paste. Maybe it will for you guys, but that is kind of annoying. But my shortcut is Control V. So if I just hit that, it does paste it, as you can see. So my text is now here. It is in white. Hopefully that works for you guys. I don't know why it wasn't working for me. That was really unusual. But as long as you use the shortcut, which is again Control V, it should work totally fine. And this is a really good moment to save. So you just want to go to your arrow. I'm going to go ahead and just rename this to last name, first name, Halloween, and press OK. Then I'm just going to go to File and Save as PSD to save my progress so far, so I make sure I don't lose anything that I've done. This is where we're going to end it. Go ahead and save your project here if you haven't already done so, and I'll see you guys on the next part.